Hi, welcome back to Jenny Kern Astrology. Let me know what you are sipping on this afternoon. I'm filming this on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. I am sipping on one of my personal favorites, watermelon juice. You can drop it in the comments below. There's something very rare about this Taurus New Moon. Not only is it a reset around your stability, self-worth, and your resources, it's sandwiched between two full moons in the same month. The first, an intense and revealing full moon in Scorpio, and the second one, a blue moon, featuring Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius. This makes May 2026 a portal month, where timelines accelerate and choices crystallize. But this is where it gets even deeper. This new moon in Taurus aligns with a newly reborn Mercury, with Mercury cazimi having occurred just 2 days prior. Meaning we're not just setting intentions, we're setting intentions that are divinely recalibrated with clarity. Let's break this down. The new moon in Taurus is exalted. This is because the moon loves the sign of Taurus. This is fertile soil. This is manifestation energy. This is about what you're building long term. And there's no coincidence that Mother's Day is held in the heart of spring in the Northern Hemisphere during Taurus season. And so is Earth Day, where we celebrate our Mother Earth. But the moon and sun in Taurus answer to Taurus's ruling planet Venus, which is in Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, so it's a mutual reception with Mercury in Taurus. What does that mean? It means there's a powerful exchange of energy happening between your thoughts and your values. Your mindset directly shapes your reality. Your conversations shape your worth. And what you choose to believe becomes tangible in the 3D. Now layer this in. Mercury has just gone through a cazimi, a rebirth, when it travels through the heart of the sun. Mercury never travels more than 30 degrees, one zodiacal sign away from the sun. When Mercury is cazimi, it travels through the heart of the sun. From our perspective here on Earth, it appears to be consumed by the sun's powerful energy. It is reborn, like the phoenix rising from its ashes with a newfound clarity after a period of deep reflection. In Greek mythology, this is Hermes traveling between the underworld, the depths of our psyches, and the sun, Mount Olympus. This is clarity after confusion, truth after distortion, a moment when your thoughts, your communication, your logical mind aligns with that of your soul. Let's go let some doggies in. You want to be let in, babies? Hi, baby girl. Hi, babies. Mommy's got a little bit more to do, okay? Just a little bit more to do. You sit and wait for mommy. Thank you. Let's dive into the esoteric Sabian symbolism and the fixed stars. Now, let's take it a little bit deeper because the exact degrees involved in this new moon are carrying an extremely fated and initiatory quality. This is when we combine Sabian symbolism, fixed star astrology, a Uranian activation point, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. This will feel like humanity standing at the threshold of a brand new timeline. The new moon, 26 degrees Taurus. Sabian symbol, a Spaniard serenading his señorita. This symbol speaks to devotion, magnetic attraction, and the power of intentional expression. There's something deeply Venusian here, calling in what resonates, creating beauty through consistency, and expressing desire with sincerity. But this degree is also approaching one of the most infamous fixed stars in astrology. Fixed star, Algol, located 26 degrees Taurus. This new moon is within orb of Algol, aka the demon star, located in Medusa's head, held in the constellation of Perseus. Often called the demon star in Western astronomy, this name reflects the star's variable brightness. It's a double binary star, meaning it's actually not one star, but two stars that eclipse each other, which ancient observers associated with the winking eye of the mythological Medusa, who turned men to stone. Algol derives from the Arabic phrase Ras al-Ghul, which translates to the head of the ogre or the demon's head. This is where we get the term ghoul, for monster or demon. It's also the linguistic root word for the word alcohol. In astrology, it's considered intensely malefic, a demon star associated with Medusa, linked to losing one's head, metaphorically or literally, often as the result of addiction. This is possibly why alcoholic drinks are called spirits, and why consuming alcohol is frowned upon in many cultures and religions. It is because it makes one more vulnerable or susceptible to inflated ego, and possibly opens one up to being a portal for demonic possession. Let's break down the etymology. Al-Ghul, Algol, morphed into Al-Kul, the Arabic term for alcohol, referring to the demon or spirit that causes one to lose their mind or head. Addiction and loss of control. Astrologically, a prominent Algol is sometimes associated with addiction, intense passion, and situations where individuals figuratively or literally lose their mind, solitarily, or similarly fall into the effects of addiction or intoxication. The devil takes control via the mind. It's where things like anxiety, worry, fear can consume us, or in the case of alcohol or drug addiction. This is why, if you look at the devil card in tarot, I will put up the devil card I'm looking at, which is from the Lightseers deck, my personal favorite, and the traditional. In the Lightseers tarot, we see a devil figure with horns, some sort of pentagram tattoo, and it's got marionette puppets. Its mind is under control, held by strings. If you look at the traditional depiction of the card, you see a devil figure in the middle. Below are a figure of Adam and Eve with chains around their neck. Now, if you look closely, you can see that the chains are loose enough that they could free themselves if they only shift their perspective and take the chains off. Now, this card, it's commonly feared in tarot, but it's really nothing to be afraid of. All it means is releasing from attachment or addiction. And we can be addicted to many things, whether those are substances, alcohol, drugs, or ways of thinking, limiting beliefs. Creepy. Symbolic meaning. Algol is traditionally called the demon star. Alcohol is similarly referred to as a demon or liquid spirit that can cause madness, violence, or egoic bravado. The fixed star, Algol, Medusa's head, her eye winking. Located 26 degrees Taurus, it represents the head of the Gorgon Medusa, held by Perseus, who had decapitated her. Its reputation, considered by the ancients to be one of the most violent and dangerous stars, it's linked to decapitation, accidents, and neck-related issues. While traditionally malefic, modern interpretations suggest it represents immense, passionate power, protection against evil, and when well placed, indicating an immensely creative or destructive potential. It's all how you use it, right? Variable star. Astronomically, Algol is a famous eclipsing binary star. It visibly dims and brightens every 2 days, 20 hours, and 49 minutes, leading to its historic reputation as an unstable blinking star. Common manifestations. Violence or accidents. Historically, Algol is associated with danger, death falls from power, losing one's head. Individuals with strong Algol placements, for example, the sun, ascendant, or midheaven, may deal with an intense temper or head-related injuries. Intensity. It's found in the charts of people who make huge impacts. Examples, artists, revolutionaries, but there's often a chaotic or tragic twist. Donald Trump has his midheaven exactly 26 degrees Algol. We shall see what the future has in store. Now, although Algol has been feared throughout history, esoterically, it represents raw feminine power, rage transmuted into wisdom, confronting one's shadow, and reclaiming power after betrayal or suppression. This is Medusa energy. I will never again abandon myself to be accepted. This is primal power that can no longer be ignored. So this new moon may expose suppressed emotions, relationship truths, financial instability, or places where people have tolerated or settled for less than they deserve. But ultimately, this lunation longs for liberation from fear-based attachment, release from the devil. Mercury 29 degrees Taurus, Sabian symbol, two cobblers working at a table. Mercury at the final critical energetic degree of Taurus feels karmic. This symbol speaks to craftsmanship, refinement, and building something one step at a time. This is the mind becoming intentional. No more wasting energy. No more speaking against your own future. At 29 degrees, Mercury is crossing a critical threshold. Old thought patterns dissolve so that a new mental reality can be formed. This degree carries urgency. What are you mentally reinforcing every day? Because under this new moon, your words are architecture. Uranus 2 degrees Gemini. Its Sabian symbolism, Santa Claus filling stockings furtively. This is one of the most fascinating symbols in the zodiac. It represents unseen blessings, spiritual assistance, divine timing, and gifts arriving unexpectedly. Uranus throws curveballs that liberate. Sudden awakenings, surprising opportunities, and messages from the universe. Combined with angel number activation of 111, this feels like a cosmic checkpoint. 111 is associated with manifestation, portal energy, alignment, and accelerated timeline shifts, twin flame union or reunion, twin flame activation. Why do I say 111? This is because Uranus is located 1 degree 11 arc minutes of Gemini. With the Sabian symbolism, you want to look where the planet is located. So Mercury is 28 degrees Taurus, and then you look in the direction it's headed. It is not retrograde, it's traveling forward. So the next degree point would be 29 degrees Taurus. For Uranus, 1 degree 11 arc minutes, 111, angel number 111. It's traveling forward, not retrograde. We round up to 2 degrees Gemini. Are you with me so far? With Uranus at 1 degree 11 arc minutes of Gemini, the message is clear. Your thoughts are no longer passive. They're transmitting signals into reality. Venus, 27 degrees Gemini, rounds to 28 degrees, Sabian symbol. The bankruptcy granted to him. A man leaves the court. This is profound. Venus, the planet of love, value, relationship, money, and resources, is sitting at a degree of release and liberation. And it's a fame degree. The symbol represents freedom after karmic burden, emotional closure, and liberation from contracts that no longer align with the soul's purpose or potential. Some people are leaving old relationship dynamics behind. Others are releasing a scarcity mindset. Others are finally emotionally detaching from timelines that expired long ago. Venus in Gemini here says, you do not owe lifelong loyalty to a version of yourself you've outgrown. Pluto retrograde, 5 degrees Aquarius, so we round down to 5 degrees. Sabian symbol, a council of ancestors. This is ancestral. This is collective. This is karmic memory surfacing. Pluto retrograde here suggests that humanity is revisiting ancient power structures, collective agreements, and inherited systems. But personally, it can feel like ancestral healing, awakening to psychic gifts, remembering or realigning with your purpose, or realizing you were never meant to fit into outdated structures. Pluto in Aquarius is transforming the collective mind itself. And retrograde, the revolution begins internally first. You'll have until October, when it stations direct, usually right after my birthday. Uranus, an angel number 111. Back to Uranus. This new moon features an out-of-sign conjunction or alignment to Uranus, planet of sudden change, 1 degree, 11 arc minutes of Gemini. Let's talk about this. 111 is an angel number of manifestation, alignment, and new beginnings. This is the moment where thoughts become things. Doors open suddenly, and the universe says, choose your timeline consciously. Uranus here is delivering downloads, awakenings, and unexpected shifts, especially around communication, truth, and the way you think. So this new moon is not just grounding, it's quantum. Mars aligned with Chiron, and Saturn and Neptune aligned in Aries. Now let's talk about the heat behind this new moon. There's a lot of fire. Mars is exactly conjunct Chiron, 28 degrees Aries, a famed degree. This is raw. This is the wound of identity. The wound of, am I safe to be myself? Am I enough as I am? And with Saturn and Neptune also in Aries, there's a restructuring happening around courage, self-trust, self-sovereignty, and your ability to act on your truth. This is healing through action. You're not just reflecting anymore. You're being asked to move differently. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Meanwhile, Pluto and Juno are in a long-term conjunction in Aquarius. This is deep transformation around our commitments, soul contracts, and collective alignment. This is where relationships evolve, not based on comfort, but based on truth, evolution, and authenticity. Now, let's get into your horoscopes based on your rising sign. This is where the new moon is planting seeds in your life. Watch for your rising sign, but you can also find messages for your sun sign, but you can also find messages for your sun sign, moon sign, Venus sign, and any stellium or concentration of energy. Aries Rising. This new moon lands in your second house of money, Aries Rising. This new moon in Taurus happens in your second house of self-worth, values, and resources. With Mars conjunct Chiron in your first house of identity, you're healing how you show up in the world so that you can receive more. A breakthrough around income or value is possible, but only if you stop undervaluing yourself. Let me pull one oracle card for you. I apologize for not pre-shuffling. This might be a little loud. Universe, God. One message for Aries. One oracle card. Okay. Hopeful, inspired, optimistic, success. Beautiful. What you don't see coming, nightlife. Striptease, gamble, a trip to Vegas. You are tons of fun, Aries. Go have some fun. Taurus Rising. This is your new moon. A complete identity reset. With Uranus close by and 111 activation, you're stepping into a new timeline, a new version of yourself. Speak differently, think differently. One card for Taurus, or two. All right, they came out in reverse, but take it however it resonates. Wishful thinking, a second chance, deja vu, and nostalgia. Make a wish. Miracles happen every day. Established, settled, secure, wealthy. It did come out in reverse, and you are a very steady, stable sign. You are the most stubborn sign in the zodiac, symbolized by the bull. However, Uranus just wrapped up in your sign, so that was likely deeply unsettling and destabilizing. You are likely redefining what success means to you outside of societal expectations. What you don't see coming, waves, emotions, worry, and fear. Don't let it take control of your mind. Focus on the present. You're very good at that, Taurus. Stay present. Gemini Rising. This activates your 12th house, a deep subconscious reprogramming. With Venus in your sign and Mercury newly reborn, you're releasing old narratives and preparing for a major personal rebirth next month. Pay attention to dreams and intuitive downloads now more than ever. Ooh, that was quick. Distance, divorce, ghosted, separation. So maybe you need distance. Distance brings clarity from something, or maybe something that was at a distance or separated is coming back around. You are the sign of the twins. You absolutely have a twin flame out there if you have any Gemini energy. The bottom of the deck, exhausted, burned out, burdened, feeling empty. Yeah, Uranus is in your sign. Venus is benefic in your sign. It's very lucky. But Uranus in Gemini is super stimulating, and you already have high energy. You likely could benefit from taking a break from stimulants. I took a break from coffee, I guess it was like 2 months ago at this point, and I took a few weeks of no caffeine, and then I did just green tea, and I do it not every day, but every other day. I'm Gemini, Moon, and Mars, if you don't remember from previous videos, and Vesta. All three of those are conjunct. So Gemini runs in my family. Yeah, it's helped me a lot with the overthinking, the insomnia, the overactive mind. But today, for Mother's Day at church, we did have cold brew, and I couldn't resist. And I'm reminded why I don't have coffee. It's because I like it too much. So one coffee turns to 5, and the next thing you know, I am twitching in the corner, feeling burned out, burdened, and empty because I couldn't sleep afterward. I don't know if that's helpful at all to you. Gemini. Rest. Rest is important. It is not something that is earned. It is vital. Cancer Rising. 11th house activation. Your future, your networks. New aligned connections are coming in. But Pluto and Juno says, not all connections are meant to come along with you. Discernment is everything. And I'm feeling guided to tell you that there's a difference between discernment and judgment. We've gone over this in church and in my Bible study groups quite a bit. Judgment is reserved for the universe, for God, whatever you deem that to be, and there's like condemnation, usually like a negative connotation is tied to judgment, whereas discernment is how we decide if something aligns with our values and our path or doesn't. And it doesn't include criticism or condemnation. What card, universe, God, what card would you like Cancer to focus on? What message do you have for Cancer? Just one. Okay. Apology in reverse. So a long overdue apology. Arrogant, rash actions, insincere. It's like an angry cat or a very hungry cat. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming, happiness, joy, and healing. It's just on the other side of delivering this apology. And apologies, they're not easy for everyone. I personally have no problem apologizing, but some people have a difficult time apologizing, and it's for various reasons. It could be that their apologies were ignored and rejected when they were children, or it could be that their parents perhaps didn't apologize. They didn't have a model for that. You're a very compassionate and forgiving sign, Cancer. You deserve the same forgiveness. Leo Rising, a career reset. This new moon plants seeds for long-term success, but Uranus says the path may look different than you expected. Trust the pivot. Release attachment to expectation. Okay, universe, what do we need Leo to know? Just one. Just one card will do. What do we need Leo to know about this career pivot? And detaching from expectation. What do we want? Whoop. Okay. Hopeless, loss, depression, self-unaliving. I don't think I can say that word on YouTube. This came out for you. I don't remember what reading. But Leo, I think you've been going through it. Please distance yourself. Detach from the immediate situation. It's not your entire book. It's not the book of your life. It's just a chapter. Oh my. Bottom of the deck, distance. Divorced, ghosted, and separation. So yeah, distance can bring you clarity from whatever is consuming you and making you feel so heavy. Beneath that, exhausted, same as Gemini. Some sort of legal issue. Lawyers, court, and paperwork. Running. Escaping, denial, excuses. Okay, Leo. I'll keep you in my thoughts and my prayers. I'll send you light and love and peace. Virgo Rising, expansion. 9th house. This new moon happens in your 9th house. Beliefs, travel, and higher knowledge. With Mercury newly reborn, your perspective is shifting. What you believe now will shape your future trajectory. All right, universe. God, what do we have? What message do we have for Virgo? Stagnant, stuck, dead end, frozen. Stubborn like a bulldog. It is Taurus season. Shattered. In reverse, so maybe you're coming out of this. Broken, nightmares, and failures. But look to those dreams. They'll have messages for you. Underneath that, thrills in reverse, bad decisions, continuous cycles, and addictions. And soulmate, twin flame. Libra Rising. Deep transformation is happening in your 8th house of emotional attachments and shared resources. Shared resources, intimacy, and power dynamics transform. Mars Chiron says, heal where you've given your power away. And in your 7th house of one-to-one partnerships, this is healing wounds that occur in one-to-one relationships in the workplace, friendships, and intimate relationships. What message do we have for Libra Rising? I'm a Libra Rising. Just one. We don't need 3. Okay. Distance. Gemini had this too. In reverse, so coming out of this. Divorce, ghosted, separation. So return of a past person. Exhausted, burned out, burdened, empty. It keeps coming up. And legal matters, lawyers, court, paperwork. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I am in a lawsuit right now, holding others accountable. Don't worry, I'm not in trouble. And I'm going to win. I know you will too, Libra. We're here to serve justice. Balancing the scales. Scorpio Rising. Relationships. This new moon activates your 7th house. With Pluto involved, this is not surface level. This is fated evolution in love and in partnerships. What message do we have for Scorpio? Ooh, that was quick. Longing, missing you. Let's talk. Let's have a reunion. So I'm feeling guided to share. I am a Libra rising. My ascendant is 12 degrees Libra. That means that half of my first house falls in Libra and half of it falls in Scorpio. I often find messages in Scorpio rising readings, even though I'm a Libra rising. It all depends on which house system you use. I find traditional or Placidius to be the most accurate. However, you can use whole sign. It does simplify things. On the bottom of the deck, in reverse, what you don't see coming, burned bridges. Lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. So some sort of reunion, someone from your past missing you, they feel like they've burned a bridge. If they have Cancer energy, they probably need to apologize for something. And smell the roses. Slow down, take some you time, get outside in nature. That's what Taurus season is all about. And I, like many of you, feel closest to God when I am in nature. Completely absorbed in its beauty. Sagittarius Rising, 6th house, routines, health, and your daily life. Small changes now create massive long-term results. With Uranus, try something radically different. And I know you're not afraid to do that, Sagittarius. Especially with Black Moon Lilith traveling through your sign, it's likely activating this inner rebel within you. One card for Sag. One card for Sag, please. What does Sag need to know? There we go. Boundaries. Disrespectful. Enough is enough. Defend yourself. Draw a line in the sand. Boundaries. What you don't see coming, in reverse, narcissist. Egotistical, opportunist, fragile. Fragile ego, I'm hearing. Harmony. Balance, peace, and happiness just below that. And tension. Stressed out, migraines, worry. Okay, so there is, and it was in reverse, so this might be in the past, but there is some sort of a narcissist from the past that you need to draw a firm line in the sand with. We do not tolerate disrespect. Remember to speak up for yourself. Kindly, but firmly. Capricorn Rising, 5th house, creativity, romance, and self-expression. This is about allowing yourself to feel joy again. Healing your inner child is key. With any fifth house activation, doing things to connect you with your inner child. So for me, I'm immediately drawn to singing, climbing trees, things that I loved to do as a kid. That will really help you with any 5th house activation. In Capricorn, you can be a little serious. Have some fun. Play. Create. Okay. What does Capricorn Capricorn need to know? Just one. Oh, okay. Harmony in reverse. Balance, peace, and happiness. I feel like these are not. Rain starting in 10 minutes. Ooh, I put the candle out. Split the deck on blocked and apology. Capricorn, your opposite Cancer, so you likely have some Cancer placements or need Cancer energy to balance too much Capricorn. What do you need to apologize for? Who do you need to unblock? Who has you blocked? Okay. Capricorn, if those first two cards resonated for you, feel free to take them. I wanted to do a cleansing shuffle just because I felt guided to. One card for Cappy. What does the goat need to know? How do we soften that heart chakra? How do we have some fun? How do we relax? It's not earned. Taurus is about balancing the rhythms of life. Sleep, rest, play, work. Whereas Virgo and Capricorn can get a little too work-focused, a little too workaholic, emotionally avoidant through work. Burning the candle at both ends. I'm hearing all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. There we go. Ooh, Cappy. Glow up. New opportunities, new career, and a successful business. Success comes later in life for you. Once you get over the tendency, Capricorn was meant to climb mountains, right? And those mountains have craggy, rocky terrain. So there's obstacles along the way. But once you stop or put aside this need to learn things the hard way, you'll get there. Perhaps there may be a need to redefine what success means to you as well. And stagnant in reverse, which you don't see coming. Shifting out of stuck, dead-end, frozen energy so that you can glow up. What else? Running. Escapism, denial, and excuses, likely through patterns of workaholism. Okay. Aquarius Rising, 4th house, home, roots, and emotional foundations. With Pluto and Juno in your sign, everything is transforming. This new moon asks, what does true security mean to you? Shuffle a little bit more. Split the deck on healing, self-care, introspection, and meditation, and a glow up. I want to glow up for all of you. Pretty soon the North Node will be in Aquarius. I'll be having my nodal return. Pluto's right on top of it for me right now. And Jupiter. I'll have a Jupiter return at the same time. So yeah, Aquarius, I do feel like we're having a glow up here. Okay. Universe, what message do we have for Aquarius? One card. Burned bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. Karmics, third parties, haters, and lesson learned, what you don't see coming. Okay, burned bridge with a karmic, past life soulmate, some sort of reunion, hater learned their lesson. And they don't really hate you. They hate the insecurity that you triggered in them. And toxic, drama, arguments, incompatible, drowning, feeling over your head, overextended, or hitting rock bottom. Sometimes life brings us to our knees, but I find those are great opportunities to reconnect with God, whatever you deem that to be, realign with your purpose. There's only one direction from rock bottom, and that's up. Pisces, third house, communication, siblings, and mindset. With Mercury and Venus in mutual reception, your words are powerful and magnetic. Speak your reality into existence. Chaos, an apology. Arrogant, rash actions, insincere. Chaos, upheaval, disaster, downfall. Okay. Let's get one card. What's the vibe for Pisces? Our beautiful, mystic, mutable water sign of the fishes. What's the vibe for Pisces? Ooh. Okay, you got 3. Longing, missing you, let's talk, reunion. Tension, stressed out, migraines, and worry. Two-faced, double life, cheater, backstabber. There's a lot of karmic and twin flame type energy going on here. Longing, missing you, let's talk, reunion. Perhaps from somebody who was two-faced toward you in the past, who wants another chance. And either they or you are feeling tension, stressed out about it. As a Pisces, you're likely connecting with them in the astral realm through your dreams. So you might be getting clues about this in your sleep. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck in reverse: clingy, old exes, dead relationships, and old ways. Salty, bitter, angry, petty. Yeah, release this. Forgive them. Not saying you have to get back with them, but hear them out. Discern the energy that they're showing up. Everyone's capable of change, right? So if I'm capable of change, miracles happen every day, then why can't somebody else be capable of the same transformation and change that I'm capable of? Now, I'm not going to put myself in the same situation where I would get hurt or get mistreated again, but forgiveness is really an act of self-love. It doesn't have anything to do with the other person. It is about not allowing our hearts to become calloused or hardened. If our hearts become calloused or hardened, it blocks our ability to receive love later. It does nothing to them. Holding on to that resentment or anger is only a poison onto the self. This Taurus new moon isn't just about stability. It's about choosing what you anchor into in reality. With 111 activation, Mercury reborn, Uranian awakenings, and Algol expressing shadow truth, you're standing at the edge of a new timeline. So choose carefully and choose consciously. Miracles happen every day. We have a blue moon at the end of the month. This is when pigs fly energy. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen now. If this resonated, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell icon. Be sure to select all videos instead of personalized so that you don't miss any new content that's coming out. Please also share this video with anyone you feel may benefit from its message. And comment below. I would love to hear which house this new moon is falling in for you and what you're manifesting under the next 6 months. I love you and thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. If you're still with me, you're a real one. Drop your current most used emoji in the comments. If you took anything away from this video, we ask that you like, comment, share the content, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, we know that you'll enjoy the full playlist and this additional video. Thank you so much. Love you and see you soon.